My name is Samantha Glartner. I'm a published author in Fort Worth, Texas. I got picked up by a publisher when I was 18. I just released my first novel of a 5-novel sci-fi series. It's called Land of Arlenm. If any of you guys have Kindle Unlimited, please go check it out. In the meantime, I'm going to be on here for the next 6 days, reading a chapter a day of my first 6 chapters of the book. So I hope you guys enjoy it. I am so close to becoming Arlenm that I can taste it. The words cannot escape my mouth fast enough due to the excitement flowing through my body. Being nothing but a simple game player, I cannot comprehend why Master Brutus and the elders would have picked me. You have no idea what an honor this is for my people. Most of us wait a lifetime to be chosen for this position. I am the youngest misformer ever to be chosen, at only 22 human years of age. As far as gender goes, I'll just be Arlenm. I only have to wait until after the game to make my name official. The anticipation is so great, I cannot find the words to explain it. Even now, I can still feel the pride welling up in my throat with the memory of Master Brutus telling me, "You are the most loyal of our kind that I have ever seen." I speak with respect when I say this. I followed every law, rule, and move of Master Brutus. I bowed when he said bow, and I jumped every time he said jump. To this day, I often think back to when I was first named this year's leader of the game. To be specific, it was exactly 1 year ago today. I was so what you mortals would say, shocked. I'm not sure how much you Earthlings know about misformers, but on our planet, we are nothing but a thick vapor. We can take on any form, solid, liquid, gas, even the air you breathe. My people can do amazing things. Although, our main goal in life is to expand our intelligence over other life forms, by tricking and manipulating them through our shifting. Some of you may know we are not taught about emotions. The only things we have are these uncontrollable, nameless buildups inside. I never knew the names until I came to Earth. The only ones that get to study and soak up feelings are the lucky ones, like me, who are chosen to run the games. Now, I must apologize. My understanding of the human language is still rather vague. Anyway, like I was telling you, on my planet, we acknowledge Earth inhabitants as nothing more than playthings. Perhaps a better understanding would be we are the cat and they are the mouse. Once a year, we entertain ourselves with a game. Prepare yourself, my friend. You are about to enter mine. I am so eager to start the game that I cannot help but to rub my hands together in excitement. Since I came to Earth, I have been shifting into many different human shapes. The shape I have settled on for now is that of a young woman. The age of this body that I am inhabiting is 20 human years old. The body of this young creature is a petite one, standing at only 5 feet tall. The wavy, shoulder-length brown hair brings out the brightness of the blue in my eyes. My mission when I first arrived on Earth and stepped foot on the rich brown soil of this planet was to follow and observe my humans. I really wanted to meet them. Master Brutus and the elders had handpicked them before they even bothered telling me I was running the game. I have been studying them for this past year now. The first of my humans I found reside in a place called Wisconsin. They are a young man and a woman who call themselves Austin and Raven. I trailed close behind them, not letting myself be seen, of course. Watching from a short distance, I observed Raven and Austin meeting up with 2 men and 2 women outside of what you Earthlings call a coffee shop. They referred to the others as their friends, who I have learned are Nash, Luke, Morgan, and Emily. I have acquired the information that my humans plan a road trip once a year on September 7th, which just happens to be today. Lucky me. What a perfect opportunity to start my game. A couple of sunsets ago, I overheard a conversation amongst what I sometimes lovingly call my game pieces. They discussed meeting up at their safe spot. This secluded place is located on the outskirts of town, surrounded by nothing but forest. The humans call it a park and ride. Luke and Emily's van is large enough to hold all of them, so this is where the other 2 couples plan on leaving their own vehicles to all drive together. I am here now at their safe spot, awaiting their arrival. I remember following them here on a road trip they took to the beach earlier in the year, which allowed me to venture here on my own today. They said they would be here at 7:30 a.m. My mind starts racing at what seems like 100 miles an hour, and my body shakes with every passing second. I imagine this as being impatient. I cannot help but to keep looking down at the miniature clock on my wrist every 5 seconds. It tortures me, as it slowly ticks second by second. It now only reads 7:09 a.m. I stationed myself in an enormous pine tree, perched on a branch high enough to allow me to see for miles around. I took on a misty human form that is partially visible to the human eye, making sure I'm not seen while I watch my humans every step of the way. I look around the world of Earth. Immediately I'm engulfed by its beauty. The tops of the trees bend slightly in, forming the shape of a tunnel that looks like a canopy is shading the paved road leading to the park and ride. The leaves are beginning to change colors, reminding me of paint splatters as the orange, red, and yellows are slowly overpowering the green hues. The trees are still full, although I can see they are slowly attempting to die off. I can picture the breeze in my mind, pulling the leaves off the branches and then carrying them gently to the ground. A tingle bubbles up inside of me. It seems as if I am losing total control of my body. Even the beauty of the moral world is not overpowering enough to subside what I am experiencing. I have learned in my short stay here that this is what the humans call excitement. I like it. The thought of them not showing flows into my mind. My stomach begins to twist with a pain so strong it seems like it is paralyzing me. My shaking is so powerful that my hands automatically grip the tree branch tighter. I imagine this is fear. I attempt to settle my fear, but my palms remain clammy and cold. I gaze down at my wrist again to learn the time. It is only 7:15 a.m. What a disappointment. My stomach tingles with the flutter of wings as the hopeful thought zooms through my mind. Soon, one by one, they'll be meeting here at this very spot. I try to soothe my anxiety by allowing my mind into another planet, which I call home. If I were there now, the early morning sunlight would be chasing the dark sky away to the right of me. The darkness would be sinking into a different part of my world. Before I even have a chance to get the full effect of its beauty pictured in my mind, I can feel the human world again grasping for my attention. The crackling of leaves and breaking of branches makes me catch my breath, which pulls me back to reality. Unfolding before my eyes, my plan comes together as the first car pulls up. It is a red Chevy sedan. The paint is beginning to peel off the roof and the hood, revealing the rusting metal underneath. The windows fog from the combination of the hot breath of the two people sitting inside against the morning chill. The driver's side door of the car opens. Austin's body unfolds out of the vehicle. After stretching, he moves his thin, metal, rectangular glasses, which are covering his bright blue eyes, further onto his face. He places them into a more comfortable position after they begin sliding down the tip of his nose. He is wearing a plain white t-shirt, boot-cut light-wash jeans, along with gray sneakers. He looks to be about 5 feet 6 inches tall. He wears his mustache and goatee short, as well as his brown hair, which is spiked up in a professional manner. He looks at the surroundings as a smile fades from his mouth. He is taken aback by a swarming thought as it begins rushing into his mind like a picture from the past. Let us enter his mind as we see and feel everything the way he does. It takes him back to when he was only 9 years old. His father used to bring him to this very spot every weekend, where they would park the car and walk to a nearby creek to go fishing. The last trip they took here was the best one yet, which was filled with endless moments of laughter. It began to rain. Austin and his father rushed back to the car to try to escape it. They sat in the car waiting for the rain to slow enough to drive. Finally, on the road again, the drive home was filled with silence and tired eyes from the fun yet exhausting day. Austin remembers dozing off for a minute just to be awoken by a loud clash of metal against metal filling his ears. Sharp pain tugged at him as it crashed jerked him around in his seat. The car rolled off the road and smashed into a tree. Everything went black. The next thing he remembers was being awoken in the hospital. Little did he know, that fishing trip with his dad would be their last. Austin tries to shake off the memory as he begins to walk towards the rear of the car. Throughout my time on Earth, I have observed that Austin is very strong. The strength he has developed from the pain of losing his father and having to face many obstacles on his own at such a young age. It takes a lot of pressure to cause him to break. It seems like out of the whole group, he would make an astonishing leader in the game. Only time will tell. Well, I know how much of an honor it is to be picked, so I'm sure you are thinking to yourself, why did the master and elders pick them and not me? I believe I know why the others were chosen. I will explain why shortly. After arriving at the rear of the car, Austin starts retrieving luggage out of the trunk. Raven emerges out of the passenger side door of the red Chevy. She stands at only 5 feet tall, dressed in a tomboy fashion of white sneakers, comfortable light wash jeans, and a blue t-shirt. She always wears her long, black, curly hair tightly up in a ponytail to keep it out of her deep brown eyes. She begins to head towards Austin, carrying herself with a slow, tough walk as she crunches the dead leaves beneath her feet. Her left hand is shoved into her pocket as she focuses on her phone in her right hand, like nothing else is happening in the world around her. I imagine Raven was chosen due to her unique personality. Everything involving her appears to be very complex. She always seems to be annoyed by everyone, although I have seen a soft side towards Austin, who I have discovered is her mate. She will be a very special interest during my game. Raven arrives at the trunk of their car. She can see the sorrow in Austin's eyes and questions, "Is everything okay?" A lump that is the size of a baseball forms in his throat, but he tries to ignore it and fakes a smile. "Just thinking about my father." Raven's eyes soften. Seeing the discomfort, she tries to help. "I know it hurts, but we both know your dad would want you to enjoy this trip." Raven tries to calm Austin's pain as she gently runs her fingers through his hair. He smiles as they share a short peck of a kiss. I have already learned this is a form of affection between two mates. I also see Austin's pain and sorrow. It is written all over his face about losing his father. I hope he doesn't take this into the game with him. It could affect his performance. We cannot have that, now can we? I hear Austin's voice buzz through my ears. He asks Raven in his calmest voice, "Can you please get the rest of our stuff out of the front?" Raven walks to the front of the car and begins to rifle through the cabin. I'm intensely watching Raven toss items around in an uncaring manner when suddenly her gaze is shot to her left. I follow her gaze and begin to hear the roar of a car engine in the near distance. At first, I'm unable to tell if it is heading my way or simply gliding across the road on a journey of all its own. My question is soon answered, as I hear the sounds of tires rolling across the paved road through the fallen forest. To my right, a yellow Lamborghini pulls past some overgrown bushes and stops directly behind the other car. The Lamborghini is sleek and sporty. It has a sexy and rich vibe. There should be a sign hanging on the side reading, "Notice me."